In this video, we are breaking down how we saved $100,000 to buy our first investment property and how you can too. What's up, you guys? Welcome to Investing with the Baldavinos. I'm Josh.
I'm Hannah.
And this is us documenting our story in real estate investing. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Also, we're making this video at 10 o'clock at night, so you just got to give it a like for that.
Yes.
In this episode today, we're talking about how we saved $100,000 to start real estate investing.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was actually that much.
This is why I wanted her in this video, because I feel like she would add some realistic commentary. I will say, I guess caveat, $100,000 is a lot, and you don't need $100,000 to get started. That was actually just a buffer that we were trying to save to buy a house here in the Bay Area. I was going to say, do you know how much the average home price is in San Jose now?
$1.5 million.
I think that's a news article.
Yeah, I don't know. That just sounds about right.
Yes. And even still, at that, you would need, for a 20% down, $300,000. So we are off by like
a lot.
Jinx. Having the ability to be able to save, sacrifice, and also increase our income to the point where we can save $100,000 is significant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take that lightly. But there was a million different steps to get there. And here's how we did it. All right, this video is also sponsored by Rentometer, but more on them later. Okay, so the first thing is we got on track about our finances. Mm-hmm. And I guess really this now doesn't make any sense because early in this video, she says that she didn't realize it was $100,000.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was actually that much. We did think about our finances, and what it essentially was you giving me updates on where we were at. But do I really listen that well? No, clearly not.
The moment we start talking numbers, she starts to tune you out.
It's a little true, yeah.
So anyways, but I did make sure that I run it on an Excel spreadsheet, super old school. I know there's apps, but I am a control freak.
Question mark?
Am I a control freak?
Period.
Anyways, so I wanted to see that, and I gave her updates. So here we are in terms of what we can spend in real estate, our down payment, retirement, all that good stuff, liquid cash. And so that was just making sure that we were on the same. To go into real estate, we still had rules. I mean, we knew that, hey, we had to figure out how to change our financial situation because what we were doing was not going to work.
Yes.
Okay, so one of the things that I noted on this Instagram post that I guess if you want to follow us on Instagram or me on Instagram, it's linked down below, is that we sold our second car.
That's right. When we first moved back to the Bay Area from Hawaii, we sold our second car when the pandemic hit and we were both working remotely. Or wait, were you working remotely?
I mean, this was just during COVID. We didn't know when we were going to come back. It seemed like it was going to be forever. Used car prices went like this. The car literally sat there. Like we would just move it to take out the trash because it blocked where the trash guy picked it up. Remove the loan payment, get more money for the value of the car than we owed, and also didn't have to move it every single week for the trash, or B, pay monthly payments for something that was just sitting down, just
depreciating.
Yeah, just eating up cash flow. So by doing that, we immediately upside $500 a month in savings. Mm-hmm. Part of this is that we were living with my parents, which was and we talked about this on the channel before.
Mm-hmm.
It was a temporary situation for 3 months that ended up becoming how long?
Too long, about 3 years, yes. Just about 3 years. So when we decided that we're going to move back from Hawaii, you called your parents and you're like, hey, we're thinking about moving back. Like, would it be okay if we stayed with you guys for just a couple months until we get our jobs and get, situated, blah, blah, blah. 3 months pass, then 6 months pass, and years pass, and then
okay. Well, also part of that scenario is that my dad did have a conversation with me and said, hey, do you really want to buy a house? You can live here for longer if you save for a down payment. And so we did. Like this apartment that we're sitting in now, after utilities, is like $3,500 a month. So we took the money that we would have spent on rent and we saved it aggressively. Plus some of the other things in this list that are down below, how we got to $100,000.
And I will note that just to give ourselves kudos is that we weren't getting paid a whole lot of money to our jobs at the time. I can't recall even what I was doing or what we were doing, but we weren't making a hefty amount of money. Not that we're even making that much money now, but yeah. So it was a challenge.
Now, and that to me, actually, living with my parents, like we were both having graduate degrees, coming from state university positions that the 10-year track on the state employee side, but making no money for the state of Hawaii.
Yeah.
Moving back to my parents and then being in the Bay Area again, just around money was always embarrassing to me.
What was embarrassing?
Living with my parents.
Yeah, you mentioned that before. I never was embarrassed. I felt like that was just super normal.
I mean, I don't know.
What was embarrassing about it for you?
Well, I mean, it's like I'm the man of the household. I have a kid. I can't even provide my own house for a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was embarrassing. And then you also were not working in tech, so then you would hear all these other tech salaries of people making $200K a year plus stock options plus this. I'm like, man, I can't even afford a place for us to like be husband and wife, to like raise our kid ourselves. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, but in the big picture, though, we made all the right moves. But I guess at the time, just status wise or something, it was embarrassing.
Yeah,
as a dude, maybe it's different as for a dude.
I mean, but moral story is there were sacrifices that we made and we sucked it up. We live with our parents. I mean, granted, pandemic hit, so we didn't go on vacation, but we also like didn't really eat out into fancy places.
But we're not really fancy people. Well,
We're fancy but broke. You know what I'm
saying? We're bougie on a budget.
Comment down below, fancy but broke, down in the comments. I want to know if you're also my people. And I think the other thing that you kind of touched on was our income.
Yeah.
In order for us to also hit this goal, we took on more than just our J jobs. So you also, before work, started wholesaling properties for companies out of state. And she actually did really good. But she doesn't talk about this, but she was making $2,000 every single time she acquired a deal for this wholesale company. And you did like 10 deals in your first 2 months.
Yeah.
How come you don't want? Why are you being awkward about it?
I don't know. It was just, I don't know. Maybe I just didn't particularly enjoy it. I don't know. It's just weird. I guess I just forgot about it or something.
Anyways, so yes, she took on that job. I also had other side photo shoot gigs and other projects that I worked on, CrossFit coaching or marketing consulting, things like that. So we not only tried to decrease our expenses, but also increase our income in ways that we could. And every little bit helped. Anyways, the moral of the story for us in that sense was that you don't need $100,000 to get started, but you do need to get intentional with your finances.
Yes. I love that.
So she likes it, but she's laughing. She can't stop.
You're so smart.
Just decrease your expenses where you can, and then find ways to increase your income. Like, do we want to make a YouTube video at 10:18 at night?
You do. Kind of.
And then edit it after that?
Yeah, no, okay.
Okay, so I mean, like, but those sacrifices are made so that you can take one step forward. We're talking about how we can save money, but now that you've saved the money, how can you figure out how much a property can rent for? Insert Rentometer. Rentometer is the easiest place where all you have to do is copy and paste the address of a subject property, paste it into their website, and it'll immediately tell you everything you need to know about the market, how much it can rent for, how many properties are on the market. Make sure to click the link down below for an extended free trial. Thanks so much, Rentometer, for sponsoring this video. Here is how I asked how other people have also saved for their first investment property on Instagram. I'll link to that post down below so you can also see their responses, but I'll probably just put them on.
Lived below my means and delayed gratification. Got my did some stocks to get that first rental. Hey.
What does that mean?
I don't know. She's just saving me.
Wow. Okay. How about Ashflow? What up?
Ash, HELOC on my personal residence. I know what a HELOC is. It is that loan that you take on your own house. Something like that. A loan on your own house.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's essentially what I said.
It's a home equity line of credit.
Right.
It's a line of credit based off of your.
That's right.
But in the comments, we were like going in the comments.
Yeah.
He had a autographed pair of Concord 11s, my sneakerheads. You guys know what I'm talking about. You want to know how much he sold these pairs of shoes for? They were autographed by Michael Jordan. Guess how much?
Michael Jordan,
Guess how much?
$2,000.
He sold them for $20,000.
No. Holy moly. 20,000? Who would pay for that? That's crazy.
So he took a pair of sneakers and then he went and got and sold them and then bought a house for with the money. It's nuts.
Yeah. Very creative.
Crazy. I mean, I would have sold them for $20,000 too. There's a lot of, I don't know, resources on the internet of how other people are doing it. And you just have to get around the people who have done it and are doing it and made these sacrifices to normalize it. It's interesting. I've always felt embarrassed about that. But when I talk to the investing community, house hacking, living with your parents, whatever it is, like that's the norm to get started.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you don't need $100,000 to get started, but you do need to start being intentional and trying to figure out what your finances are. You could get started with $10,000, with $20,000, or you can find a partner to front it all if you're willing to do the work. There's a million different ways to slice it up and to get your first deal done.
I would also say, coming from someone that is incredibly irresponsible, with her money, you might want to just touch base with someone that is doing what you want to do, to have them kind of look at what you're spending. Because sometimes when you're looking at your own expenses, you're like, oh, I need that coffee because it's like a Friday treat and I need that $5 coffee. But you need someone to be like, nah, you need to cut that off your list. Does that make sense?
$5 coffees, #1 money saving tip.
Yeah, I think I brought in a Starbucks to work every day when we were working together, like literally every morning. And I thought I was saving money. I specifically remember this. I thought I was saving money because I got drip coffee sometimes with soy milk.
You thought that you were saving money by spending money
instead of getting the $5 like white mochas that I used to really like. See, that's what I said. You should phone a friend to have them put you in and give you a reality check. That's my pro tip.
So, yes, let us know what sacrifice you made down below, like sacrificing white mochas or not buying coffee at all. But you have to make some kind of change on both directions, especially if you want to make this happen faster. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I mean, it does take a lot to like open up to a camera and then have strangers just peer into your life. So just for that fact, can you like and subscribe?
It's always a therapy session every time we get on camera together.
Well, it's just, I mean, I feel like the emotionals. And then if you like Hannah on the channel and you want to see her more, then make sure you comment that down below too.
Or if you don't want to see me anymore, you could also comment that.
No, can you handle that one?
That's fine. It's fine.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, bring it on.
Can be, wow.
Watch me cry on the next video.
So if you like this video, you might also like some of these other videos, like why we spent $20,000 over budget on a rehab in Columbus. We're also just talking about what our first deal was and how much money we made from that. This video is also sponsored by Rentometer, so thank Rentometer so much, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Oh man.
Cheers. Oh, you drank it all.
Get that stuck.
Now it says which I will get into later.
No, we're not gonna get it. There's more on them.